Hello, angel babies. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Trisha, and this is Trisha's Temple. Thanks for being here. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different because I've been doing YouTube for a whole year now, and I want to celebrate. And funny enough, I'm feeling very nervous and jittery, like it's the first day of school or something. Leading up to making this video, I think it's maybe just because it's like different from what I normally do. I've been feeling like, oh no, like I need to have all of the details just right and plan it out perfectly. The very first video that I ever filmed, I was originally gonna make it like this groundbreaking ceremony and have it be this extravagant thing. And I came up with all of these details of like, oh, I'm gonna have a ribbon cutting ceremony and all of this stuff. And then I didn't end up doing it. I just sat down in front of the camera, turned it on, and talked about a card that was meaningful to me at the time. Oh my gosh, my voice is like shaking. My heart is beating really fast right now. But at the time, making that first video was such a big deal. It felt like all of these fears of being seen and being heard were at my throat. These chains that were trying to protect me, but needed to take on a new role. And sitting in front of the camera, making that video has really changed my life. I feel like every time I make another video, it's like unraveling a piece of me that has been hidden in the shadows or has been just not able to be fully expressed. So today I want to do a little bit of like a time capsule moment. I have this really old water bottle that just like it has a dent in it, and I think it will be the perfect time capsule container. And I have some things that I want to put inside of it and then bury it in my backyard. And in a few years from now, maybe 1 year, 2 years, we'll see, maybe 5, I'll dig it up and see what's changed, because in the last year so much has already changed. But I made this list of questions to ask myself, and so if you want to join me and make your own time capsule, I think that would be super fun. Oh shoot, I forgot to look this up. That's okay. So this first one is just like a bunch of questions about the year, how it's gone. The first is how many subscribers I have, which at the current time that I'm making this video, I have 94 subscribers. And how many videos uploaded. I want to say it's like 64, around there. I'll have to go look that up and write down the exact number. Then my favorite video thus far and why. I like to say that my favorite video is the one that I'm currently filming or planning, and it's because I really love like the creative spark and that process of coming up with the idea and then executing. Sometimes I don't feel the best about it right after I've filmed it or in the process leading up to like it being uploaded, but I love the actual experience of it being made and how I feel in the moment of bringing something to life. Okay, the video I'm most proud of and why would probably be the first video, because it took so much courage just to start. And then the video that I made about being an old soul. I feel like there are certain videos that have been kind of a turning point or have really captured my essence more. And that one, I felt like I was just a lot more in my element. I felt more at ease and natural. I was just being Trisha. Okay, what scares me about the future? I'm most afraid of being stuck and not following my passion, even if my dreams also scare me. Yup. What am I most looking forward to or hopeful for? I'm looking forward to building my community of mutually supportive relationships. What life looks like right now. I'm living in my parents' basement apartment. I'm preparing for endometriosis surgery next week, T-minus 5 days. Building Trisha's temple one video at a time. I'm currently reading Women Who Run with the Wolves. The book Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings, and Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I've been going through all of Ali Hazelwood's books. I'm currently watching Ghost Whisperer. I love the aesthetic of that movie, and I aspire to be as styled as Melinda Gordon. Some of my favorite rituals right now are coming in here, sitting in this chair and eating my breakfast, drinking my tea, and reading my book. Then I also go to a tarot guild at my library, and I love the community that I'm building there. Another thing that I do a lot is I go and get a massage, and then after I go and get my acai bowl at my favorite place, and I just sit there and enjoy my acai bowl. They're so good. It's my addiction. I've also been walking around barefoot in my backyard a lot at this new house, and by new, like, this is my parents' house. So the house that I grew up in, and it's so nice to walk around barefoot. I'm currently listening to Stella Lefty. She just released a new EP, and there are a few songs on there that are just so good. And then I've been listening to my summer solstice playlist that I made for a summer solstice party that I had last month. And then a bunch of the songs from Off Campus, like the soundtrack. Some of my vision for the channel would be to add more of myself and my story into the videos. I want to do some more like feminine mythology and symbolism and archetypes. Stuff. I've been dabbling a little bit in that in some of my tarot readings, but I want to do more. I am thinking about making a vlog of my endometriosis surgery process, like the preparation and the actual like surgery and recovery, as well as maybe some vlogs in the future. My video and just technology skills are abysmal at best, but you know, I could get better, or they could just be suboptimal video quality with me just enjoying the process of making the content. I also want to learn how to do like runes or some other divination tools. I would like to learn how to improve the video and sound quality. Look, I got a microphone. Aren't you proud of me? Figuring out things like lighting and improving the background, just like making it feel more like me. As well as improving some of the other aesthetics, like visuals, banners, profile picture, because the current profile picture is just like a random selfie that I took last year. And I also do have a website that I made by myself, and I'm really proud of that, but you know, I want to learn how to make it better, make it more my aesthetic, my vibe, and more aligned with the vision that I'm sure will continue to evolve as I figure out more of what Trisha's Temple is going to be. I feel like this first year has been a lot of just me getting to know myself and finding my voice. I'm sure that it will continue to be that, but I'm hoping that this next year can also include connecting more with you and feel a little bit more cohesive, or like at least be like moving in that direction. I also want to share some more of my writing. I love to write poems, and I'm working on a couple of novels. So I would like to share some of that with you. I've shared some here and there, scattered in some of the posts section, as well as just in random readings. And I really enjoy sharing that part of myself. So I'd love to know what questions you ask yourself if you end up doing this, creating a little ritual moment for yourself to celebrate whatever anniversary or just like a leaving behind of the old self and laying to rest those old parts, a rebirth moment. I have a few more things that I want to put inside of this capsule. I have a hospital bracelet from the trip to the hospital when I was diagnosed with endometriosis, which is a huge moment that happened this year. I have a bookmark that has a quote from Anne of Green Gables. "Kindred spirits are not so scarce as I used to think. It's splendid to find out there are so many of them in the world." I read Anne of Green Gables for my first time this last year. Over the summer, I read like multiple of the books in the series, and it was like one of those books that just really feels like a soul book, a connection to yourself. And I really relate to Anne. Then I have this keychain. It has a CTR ring, which, if you don't know, I left the Mormon church, and this is like the quintessential thing. The CTR stands for choose the right. And I feel like that's a huge thing that I'm letting go of, that there is no like, this is the path you have to follow. And I changed up the meaning of CTR. I'm like, I get to make up what the CTR stands for. It could be like, choose the rain. Celebrate the rhinestones, like whatever. And Then says hold to the rod. And again, it's another one of those Mormon things. They were always like, hold to the rod, the iron rod. It was this thing about like, if you let go of the straight and narrow way, the one true way, that you are going to be led off into the darkness and you aren't going to be able to find your way back to truth and light and goodness and God. But I found that letting go of that actually helped me to find my way back to myself and be connected to a version of me that feels so much more me than I've ever been. Then I have this, this just says believe, which, okay. Oh no, where's the other one? Okay, I'm gonna have to go get that one, but I have another one that says, you've always had the power, my dear, you only had to learn it for yourself. Actually, I think I may have put it onto my new keychain because that one was one that I actually did want to keep, but I want to put it in because when I realized that it was on my keychain and I'd been carrying it around for so long, it's like one of those things where you've just had it around you for a while and then it kind of, it's not that it loses its meaning, but it just doesn't have the same potency. And then when I left the church and started to go through my own spiritual awakening or reconnecting to myself, starting to see the world in different color and a different light, that quote had so much more meaning or a new meaning to me. And then the new Wicked movie came out and I had never seen Wicked in any way. And that story just was really powerful for me. Growing up, I had red ruby slippers and they were my dorky slippers, as I called them, because I couldn't say Dorothy. And I would click my heels 3 times and say, there's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home. And this year especially has been a me coming home story. I've had moments, I actually did have one moment over the last year where I clicked my heels 3 times, just like my little bare feet. And I said that to myself. And it was a moment of just like extreme kind of like panic and overwhelm. I think I'm continuing to find ways to connect to myself and things that bring me a sense of home within myself, and realizing that despite the fact that I've moved multiple times this year and that I'm still finding my community, I'm still finding people that truly resonate with me, like I feel more at home than I ever have. So I'm gonna wait to put that in until I get that part of the keychain. Then the last thing I'm putting in is this picture of me standing in the rain as a little girl. I've always been obsessed with the rain, dancing in the rain, playing in the rain. And just obviously like there's a lot of symbolism with that, but it's also been a time of reconnecting to that inner child part of me, the part of me that finds beauty and wonder and whimsy in being alive, in the most ordinary things, and in just the fact that I exist. My inner critic is very loud right now. And I think it's because I'm sharing more of myself in this video than I have in previous videos, so makes sense. She's like, yeah, are you sure you want to do this? And I'm like, well, I don't know, but yes, I think so. When you spend so much of your life making yourself small or just kind of hiding away from the world, or even yourself, because you are trying to fit a particular mold, the awakening, the coming back to yourself process feels like being flipped upside down, having the foundation ripped out from under you because that was what you built it on. But I have found it to be worth it in the past, so I'm going to trust that. I actually wrote myself a couple of letters. One was I wrote it sometime over the last year, and I thought it was so funny. I found it when I opened up this notebook that I used to write this time capsule thing. I won't read all of it to you, but I'll read just this first little bit. Dear Trisha, it's me, you. I'm you from the future coming to give you a message because time is freaky like that. First, it's okay that it's hard right now. You have had a wild ride over this past year. You actually left a whole ass cult, which is pretty cool for the lore, I might say. Although it has been heavy and at times hard to make any sense of your journey, you're absolutely crushing it. If anyone were creating a cinematic portrayal of you meeting your demons, they would for sure be cheering at the screen. You can do it! You're so close! I am saying it now, and I am telling you that the life you envision for yourself, the one with people who get you, the one with a cottage and a best friend who is also your lover and divine counterpart, the life where you are safe in your body, mind, and home, the life where you are giving from your abundant overflow and find fulfillment in your work, the life where your material needs are met and you don't have to worry about money, the life that you are excited to wake up to every day. That life is a reality. It's not somewhere you have to escape to in your fantasies to survive your daily life. You are making it happen already every time you allow yourself to rest. It's happening when you play and reconnect to your spark. I promise you, it's going to happen because you are so close. You are at the part in every story where the main character has to decide if they will keep going or give up. You are at the part when Harry and Hermione are alone in the tent. They are searching for Horcruxes, but they don't know what to do now that Harry's wand is broken. Ron is on his way back. Don't give up now. You are going to receive the support and recognition. For now, just allow yourself to be at this phase of the journey. Allow yourself to winter and truly revel in the coziness of hibernation. Spring will come sooner than you think. I love you. I believe in you. Your evolution is inevitable, so just enjoy the ride. Love, Trisha. Okay, well, I guess I did read the whole thing. I feel like that notes that I wrote to myself, I can't even remember why I was writing it. Why I was inspired to write it, but I think it will be fun to read that again in a few years from now, just to see how far I've come. Then I wrote another one today. That I won't actually read to you guys. But wow, okay, so my inner critic had a lot to say, and so I took a second to just check in with myself, come back to center because my nervous system was starting to lose her little mind. And I decided that we would do a little 3-card pull with my comfort deck, just as a commemorative moment for what we're leaving behind and the current moment, and then what is coming for us in the future. All right, what are we leaving behind? What are we laying to rest? What are we burying in the ground? Whoa, okay, we got 2 actually. So this might not be 3 cards, and we can write these down. I might write these down. Got the 4 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Okay. Scarcity mindset, and with the Queen of Cups, you're leaving behind, we're leaving behind, I'm leaving behind a belief that your cup will never be full, or that you have to give from a cup that is empty in order to receive love. People pleasing, a feeling that if I do give of myself again, if I open myself up to connection, to being seen and heard, to connecting with myself, that I will be hurt again. There's a sense of self-trust that is taking place of this. So, laying to rest distrust in yourself, or a belief that you don't know yourself, you don't know what you're doing, someone else knows you better. You're also laying to rest a fear of the unknown, or I'm hearing the word like mischief or chaos, thinking like little things going awry, and trusting yourself to roll with the punches. Okay. What is the current energy? What is your present energy? 8 of Pentacles. Experimenting, feeling like all of your resources are like whatever you have around you, you can use that to your advantage. Whether that be people that you know and being able to ask them for help, or actual monetary resources, physical resources. You're getting better at playing with the recipe, so to speak, and things not having to look perfect the first time. That if things go like awry, like we were talking about, or askew, feel a little bit imperfect, you are almost using that to your advantage as well. Like oh, that didn't go the way that I was expecting it to, so now I'm going to see what this quote unquote mistake or flaw or inconvenience is teaching me, or what symbolism I'm finding in it, what person I'm meeting along the way. This detour isn't actually the inconvenience, it's the path that I'm on. So I'm embracing that. Love that. It's giving life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. You're much more open to what's actually happening instead of the expectation that you had, or the ideal in your mind, or of the ideal that other people had placed upon you. And this is the future outcome. Interesting. Okay, Three of Swords. Normally I would read this as like, you are going to no, I don't think that it's heartbreak that you're looking forward to. You wouldn't be looking forward to heartbreak. I think that you have maybe had a fear of heartbreak happening again, and this is something that you are not as afraid of because you've been through it before. You know yourself, you know. It's almost like this is inevitable. I may as well be fully awake or alive, present to the other beautiful parts as well. That you're not trying to avoid pain, and in the process also avoiding joy and gratitude and creation. You are mixing both. Let's get a clarifying card on this one, or two. We have Temperance and the Seven of Swords. Your expectations of things being in balance all the time have changed. That you don't expect yourself to have it all together, or your view, your perspective of being an adult or being a successful person or even being a happy person have changed. That you're realizing that it's in constant flux. It will be evolving, moving, and that your capacity to hold the love and the chaos is expanding. You're also not expecting yourself to be surrounded by people, places, and things that don't support your like, just because things aren't always going to be in balance doesn't mean that you would like intentionally choose things that make it hard for you to find your way back into balance. As in, relationships that make it harder for you to hear your own voice and kind of create that messy head feeling that when you are making decisions about work or creative projects, you are tending to make them from a more centered place, and then you have more courage to explore some of the messier things. Hang on. For example, if you had some idea in your mind that you wanted to make manifest, but it felt improbable or just harder than what you felt currently capable of doing, you would return to the practices, the rituals, it's giving like pre-gaming or doing things that help to energize you and get you hyped up before you go towards something that is a little outside your comfort zone. And also taking steps to kind of have an awareness that if something doesn't go the way that you wanted it to, you have what it takes to be able to nurse your wounds or pivot, like we talked about before, because you've been practicing that for a long time. It's not something new to you, even if this experience is new. So let's say that you are starting a new job and you haven't done this particular type of work before. Maybe this new promotion or new position is feeling a little bit daunting to you. You don't know if you're fully capable of it, but there are things that you're doing to people that you're spending time with, rituals that you have, even like clothes that you'll wear or things that you'll do to hype yourself up beforehand, and a mindset of if it doesn't go perfectly, if I if I make a mistake, there will be people to support me. I will be there to support me. It doesn't feel like an all is lost sort of a feeling, that like the foundation that you're coming from is very abundant rather than that scarce. I don't have what I need. place. Okay. Yeah. I think that we are looking forward to more confidence and trust in the skills that we've been building all along the way, that we're not starting from ground zero. Even if it may have felt in the past like we had the rug ripped out from under us, or we were completely rebuilding our sense of self, now we get to enjoy the fruits of our harvest more, and it feels a lot more just fun, playful. Okay, I am going to go outside and dig a hole in the ground to bury this with all of the stuff in it. Sadly, I did not find the other part of this keychain. It's pretty devastating, but also it's okay. It will be all right. It's lost to the land of lost objects. See you in a minute. Okay, I dug the hole, and it was a little bit harder than I was expecting, but I did it. There were a lot of rocks, and now I'm gonna bury it. Say goodbye to the last year and step into this new year with hope and excitement. I feel like I should be like saying some sort of memorial, having some sort of memorial service. I'd really like to know if you guys end up doing this, if you put, like, what you use for your time capsule as the container, what you put in your time capsules. I'm a big fan of doing physical things as a representation of or like to ritualize things. Even simply taking a bath and putting intentions into the water, or throwing something into a river and saying goodbye to something as it floats down the river. I don't know if I did this deep enough. I guess I didn't even really show you the hole very well before I dug it, but I think it'll be okay. At least I know it's here, right? I don't have to go that far down to dig it back up. This reminds me of playing with sand as a kid, like in the sandbox. I loved doing that. And, oh geez, sorry. I'm gonna have to play around with camera stuff. I feel like I need to put like a little flag in the top of it or something. But thank you for being here. If you stuck around this long, I really appreciate your support. This year has been a huge journey, and I'm expecting that there will be more things that I learn and discover about myself and the creative process as I go along. It's fun and it's scary, and yeah, I don't know. There are a lot of unknowns. It's stepping into spaces that make me really uncomfortable, but I find that the more that I do it, the more confidence and trust in myself that I gain, and the less afraid of life that I feel. So, thank you. Love you.